Looks like we're live, buddy. Here we go.
All righty.
Whoa, whoa. Good morning, Open Mic Friday. How you doing, BSN Live crew? Thank you very much for joining us. We're on a new platform today. We're on our YouTube channel. Ben, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing, Maddie?
I'm doing good, buddy. I'm really excited because we've been putting a lot of work into this. Buddy, you've been helping me get to where I'm at and helping me put this together. And I really wanted to show everybody, hey, where we're at now, we're on YouTube. We're broadcasting this live on Zoom. And every show that we're doing on our Facebook Lives, Monday through Friday at 7:30, we're doing, and I'm putting them here in the YouTube channel. I keep pointing down because I have another screen down there, and not that you can see that. Anyway, so if you would like to watch our Facebook Lives and you're not available 7:30 in the mornings, 10:30 every night, you're going to find us here on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe to us, hit that bell button, so that way every time we're on, you can go ahead and check us out. We're going to do the Open Mic Fridays live on this channel now, and you never know what else is going to happen here in the future. So today we had a couple guests that we're talking about coming in. They may come in shortly. I had a couple things that I had in mind that I wanted to talk about. And maybe Ben had a few things that he wanted to touch on as well. Maybe
sure.
Stops from the week. But basically today is our day of just, nothing planned. We're having our cup of coffee, together and just some conversation. I got my We Got Your Back Facebook group cup here. I was given by one of our members of our other group.
That's cool. You should post. You got to post a picture of it on the group so everybody know.
Yeah,
cool. Or are you drinking it?
I'm drinking. Yeah, I'm just drinking some coffee. But yeah, man, that was really cool. That group has done really, really well. We're at 1,700 plus members that are every day just out there helping people. We have people picking up, dropping off, assisting, giving good communication about where things are, what's available in what store. It's been a really great experience.
Awesome. Hey Matt, quick, just not to jump in on this. I don't see the live stream in the group. You want to just double check it? I don't see the stream in there.
It's not going to be in the Facebook group?
Yeah.
I don't know how to connect that to there. They're going to have to come here to watch us in YouTube, which is that link that I left.
Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was both. I thought you were streaming it in both. Okay, no big deal.
No worries. And what we'll do is when we're done with the show, once it's uploaded, I'll upload it, or I'll have the YouTube link, and then I'll have it connected into it so people can rewatch it there.
I got you. All righty, good deal.
Where was it at? Yeah, the Open Mic Friday. Join us tomorrow for Open Mic with the link there. I'm just trying to make sure, and join us today. So hopefully that may be the disconnect, but you know what? Maybe people next week will see that and we'll be good. I'll explain that better during the week.
Sure. All right, good deal.
Cool. What are you drinking, man?
Just some coffee. That's kind of just, I'm on my second cup. I feel tired today. It's been a busy week for me. I've been trying to keep busy all week, and it does feel like a real actual Friday. You're just like, wow, and it's not like I'm like unmotivated or having. It's just kind of like, how you've just been working all week and you see the results from what you've done, and you're right. We're just trying to analyze all the stuff that we've been doing, all the communications and the conversations, and I've been trying to push that Facebook Live guest feature. I've been really trying to work it, and there's a lot of things that before you jump on there, you do have to have. I was saying best practices, right? You have to have some best practices, and I've been trying to figure it out. So, I'm getting a message here. Says you guys live, can't find it.
Right now.
Yeah.
I'm answering that one as we speak.
Yeah, maybe just post it. I highlighted the BSN Live. Maybe if you want to post the link. I don't know if you can post the link in the yeah. Oh, it's up there. Yeah, hit the link. Yeah. Let me try it real quick. This is new to me, guys. We're going live, so we're all learning.
Brother, we're giving everybody the link, man. So if they're gonna get there, they're gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, you said you were a little bit tired.
Yeah, just a little tired. Just from, I think you do get you know how we do get a little bit, I think more that frustration when you want to do something and it doesn't really work well, even if you know with the expectation that it may not work, right? And it doesn't work. And for example, it's like with Annette, I wanted Annette to jump on Zoom. I mean, excuse me, on the Facebook Live. I was trying to set that up with her. Yeah, because I really wanted to have a conversation with her. She's kind of one of the people I really want to have one-on-one with. And that didn't work through, right? We've been figuring out when you, on the Facebook Live feature, if you have an iPhone and you're trying to jump on and someone has an Android, somehow they're just not clicking. They're just not compatible. I've had issues with it. I've had a few people where they have the Android and it just doesn't work. The sound.
Yeah,
there's lagging.
Willow too. She had an Android.
Yeah, Willow. So Android. I'm always joking around with my friends, and I always make fun of them. Who has the Android? I'm like, man, you still have my brother. I still make fun of people who have an Android. That's me being comedic. I'm not trying to be you're
that guy just recently, man.
Yeah. I was like, man, get the iPhone. I mean, I've been using the iPhone for a long time for our company, right? We've been using it and it works really, really smooth. And even it's just the communication with the iMessage works. I just love that conversation through an iMessage. The text goes smoother. FaceTime. I don't know. I understand Android has a lot of positives and people love that full control and they're like the camera and all that. But it just seems like a lot of, and maybe it's Apple, they have the whole monopoly on it.
It's really,
they do it on purpose.
Together easy, yeah.
And they do it on purpose, and that's the challenges with these this technology, right? The technology. A lot of these companies they don't want to work with each other. That's because they're in competition. Examples like Facebook and YouTube. You don't really see a lot of people posting YouTube links on Facebook all the time because Facebook they have their own platform, right? And YouTube, you never really even see Facebook ads on YouTube. You're not going to see that.
No,
maybe not. Maybe I don't know.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I used to post everything to YouTube, and then I would post it, and I would try and post it over to Facebook, and I'd post a YouTube link, and it would be gone, or you don't see it, or Facebook sees those YouTube links, and they just know, hey, we want to keep people on our platform.
Sure, absolutely.
I made that change a long time ago. Whatever you're posting, try and post native to that channel.
Yeah, exactly. So that is kind of the challenge, and we've seen this before, Maddie, where people want to be so spread out. They want to do everything. They want to be on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I mean, they want to be on every. Yeah, it's okay to have it's okay to have it all, but you're not. I mean, how much time does one person have to put it all together? And the audience is very different. And like right now, we're working on our YouTube audience, and thank you so much if you're watching this on YouTube. I appreciate it, and our friends that are on Facebook that are jumping on, because we're people are gonna go, where's the Friday? But we're gonna do the replay. I appreciate if anyone's watching.
Absolutely, Gustavo. What's up? Good morning. How you doing, buddy? Thanks for having a cup of coffee with us.
So so that's the thing. It's just we have to put ourselves out there a little bit more. So now we're just working the YouTube. So welcome to our YouTube. If you're subscribing, welcome. And our Facebook friends, welcome. I appreciate you guys jumping on here. I know it's so much easy. Just go on your Facebook Live and hit it and watch, right? So hey, it's Gustavo. Awesome, dude. Yeah, he's on here. Yeah, if he wants to jump on, let him know.
Absolutely. Come on in, Gustavo. And the reason I wanted to do this, and I talked to Ben just recently, yesterday we talked about this, is there are multiple channels. And just like Ben said a moment ago, every channel has a different audience. People on YouTube are going to want to consume more information because that's what they're exactly looking for. It's a search engine. So if they're interested in changing an engine on a 64.5 Mustang, that's what they're going to type in, and they're going to go right to your channel and your videos to describe exactly that. Facebook are in a different modality. They're in a different mindset when they're looking through there. They're just kind of scrolling, wasting some time. So you're more, if you're trying to advertise there, you're going to be more interruptive. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
No, I totally agree. Yeah. YouTube, I'm committed to the people I subscribe to. I was just talking to you about that. There's a commit. I think it's like I'm committed right now. I'm a subscriber, and I get the notification. And when I open my YouTube, your feed pops up a little bit easier. I see your videos, your new video, and I watch it. And I click on it. And if it looks an hour and a half, 2 hours long, I'm probably not going to watch it unless it's something that you built me up to. We're like, hey, we're going to do a 2 hour, we're going to do 2 hour specials, like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. But if it's just a 20, okay, we got some coming on. All right.
I just unmuted Gustavo. I didn't know if it was me that was having you muted or not.
No.
Oh no, I just came in and I was listening to you guys. They're cutting grass over here, so I didn't want to noisy.
I gotcha. That. Thanks so much. Yeah, we know how sensitive the mics are. Totally, brother.
Yeah.
No, man, I'm glad I got a chance to catch you and your wife yesterday talking about, a little bit about your business, what you guys have done. I think I got on the Instagram and followed you guys already. If not, I will be doing that today. But good to meet you. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Same here, man. This is definitely kind of exciting because, it pushes to do things, right? That, me and my wife, it was funny because right after we ended up finishing the live, we went ahead and did a live on Instagram just because we already, we had it set up and we were already there. So we're like, what the heck, let's just do it,
Right.
And so it worked out. We had people come in, and I don't know what the result of it is going to be, but it's hunting, right? So, and the more content you put out there, more chances you have to being found. And so it's just, like you said, you're just pushing yourself to just do it, get yourself out there.
Absolutely.
Let people know that you're there, right?
And let them know about who you are and a little bit about your personality and how you do business. I think that is a huge way. Instagram is just so quick to people now because it's like the shortened version of Facebook, in my opinion. You got the quick stories, even though Facebook is bringing, in my opinion, everything onto their platform. Instagram, I think, is going to just totally go away, and it's just going to totally be absolved back into Facebook. But their stories, they're so quick and easy to just connect with somebody so quick.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Instagram lives too much. I put my son on there a little bit playing baseball, but I haven't done the Instagram lives too much.
Yeah, it's interesting because from the little bit of research that I've done, it's like each age group kind of want to have their own platform to express themselves, right? And as time goes by, just they keep changing. It's like, I realized this one time I was doing an interview. I was interviewing somebody for a company, and it was a young girl, right? And we asked her, like, do you have a Facebook page? Because we want to, make sure they're promoting themselves in social media. She's like, no, that's for like older people.
Oh no! Like, oh. Don't say that.
So if we finally
really.
Older
yeah, so but it was an eye-opening moment for us because it's like, wow, it's like this is the way that younger generations is looking at this platform. So that's why definitely it looks like younger generations like more like a shorter interactions, kind of quick, like that's what that TikTok whatever thing, like it's been another big platform that it's being used a lot, in this time, like the people that have time in their hands, they're using it a lot. But it's just interesting how it evolves, and it's like kind of trying to learn how to make. Like my wife is the one that really uses more Instagram. Like I'm old school, so I use Facebook more. But I have better results in Facebook just because I have built a bigger audience on Facebook. And then she does better with Instagram because that's really what she kind of studies and learns how to use. So,
different voices, different audiences. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Hey, just to give you guys a tidbit. So on Facebook stories, when you guys did your live, and I reposted that live in my story. Now, if you ever notice people do a live video, they'll do a video on their regular post, and you do a repost. It just shows a still image, right, on the story. Okay. Well, on your live video, when I go onto it in my stories, it shows you guys talking in action. It shows your movement. So that's a pretty cool thing about when you guys do a Facebook Live and it's playing, and then I repost that story in my story, or if you repost it in your stories, it shows like it shows like a live video, like a clip of the live video, and it's more engaging for me versus a still image and me trying to find the video on your story. It's pretty cool. Check it out when you get a chance. I really like that feature. And it goes on that IGTV.
Because I have trouble with reposting. I see posts on there all the time, and I want to and I have no clue how to just repost a story. So maybe we could talk about that one day next week, because I struggle with that.
Yeah.
Something that I noticed that some people does it, and it looks like it works for some of them, especially like for maybe like events. And I haven't tried it really like an online event, but I see that they do live videos on just different groups at the same time. Like let's say like I believe you're in the real estate industry, right?
Right.
So we do a lot of like first time home buyer seminars.
Right.
And just education in general about, like credit and, why the importance of, hiring a professional and get prepared. And so I seen people kind of just do live videos promoting their event and then getting a lot of interaction. We haven't tried that yet, but, I just kind of wanted to hear like your intake on that, on promoting it that way.
We share our lives out. It's been a conversation in one of my other groups in sharing the lives. What we'll do is, as soon as we go on, Ben will start sharing it to other groups, all the other BSN groups. I'll post it to my personal page, my public profile page, and all my other ones. And that's where the real reach starts coming, is when we're doing the show on our buy sell network, but I know there's friends on your page or my page. So once those reposts happen, that's when you're really going to get the engagement. So we're trying to do those shares right from the beginning.
And it's good that you say that. So because I noticed that you guys spoke about, obviously, like the idea of this group is to support each other's efforts to promote their business and to market yourself. And I went to a seminar which was very interesting, and I haven't gone back to check this, but on the seminar they promoted this guy to go do a live video, and then everybody in the event they joined the live video that he was doing in Facebook, and all we did was just hugs and thumbs up, hearts and thumbs up in the video. Like and I gotta say, it was probably about 150 people in this classroom. By the end of the day, he already had like, I think it was like 11,000, or it was like within a few hours, he had like thousands of views, and then he became to like 17,000 views, and I don't know where it's at now.
Yeah.
So it was pretty amazing, just to see just the little support of people just liking and sharing that video. It created a big, interaction in that one particular video.
Totally. And Facebook in the past, they've narrowed they're sharpening their blade on how they're showing and distributing content. But in the past, it was a lot easier to get viewership. If you noticed, it was easier to draw attention easily, especially on a business page. Business pages, you were able to throw them up there. They would go into the feeds. They would be more seen by most people. Now with the Facebook algorithms, they've scaled it down so far. Only a small portion of the posts actually get seen by everybody. You know what I mean? Or by, what is it, 20% or something? I don't know a real percentage, so don't quote me on that, but it's a very scaled down percentage. But when you're starting to do lives, Facebook craves that, because they know you're live. They're distributing your live content on their channel, and they're drawing those eyeballs to it. And the more eyeballs you get, the more it's going to bust you out and just start sharing you everywhere and just showing you Facebook love. And if you do that on a consistent basis, man, and that's legitimately what we're trying to do every day. That's exactly our model. We're not It's not an underlying thing that I'm trying to do that. I want people to share because I genuinely want to help people that are in Ohio or Illinois that I never would be able to meet, and just say, hey, these are the struggles that Ben and I have been through. Listen to us for a little bit. Maybe we can, like you a little bit. And, like I know you have some ninja tactics on Instagram you could share with us. That's what this is about in the collective. So, adapt that for a different industry. Your credit, correct?
Right.
Credit refocus. So, focus that for your business. Same idea. You want to get that message out. And I truly believe that the more people that knew me and knew that I'm a real estate agent, the more people that would do business with me. You the same.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what the Facebook Live enables you to do.
Yeah. And that's why we go into your introduction. I'm always introduce yourself. And one of the challenges when people first start doing live videos, if it's by themselves, and I know is talking about yourself. It's so hard to talk about yourself without, and a lot of us, I think there's like a couple of types of people where they're the humble people, right? We don't want to talk about ourselves. We don't want to be like, oh, I've done this or that. And then there's people that really love talking about themselves. So it's finding that fine line in between, right? Where you sound, we sound like any person where you'd like to be a cool person, an engaging person. People would like to have a conversation with you, and that's salesmanship, right? That's a good. We've all seen. We all know salespeople where you walk in and this guy's like, hey, I'm going to sell you this car, that kind of idea, or someone who's just very timid and they're like not really helpful. Now we have to put ourselves on this new platform and be that person going, hey, you know what? That guy seems kind of knows what he's talking about. Maybe I'm going to ask him some questions and I'll send him a message. And he's invited me to ask questions. Just the same thing that we've done in the past, but this is a whole new platform, right? This is a different audience, and keeping those people with you is the work, right? So that's why we're giving them the value, giving them the information. And Maddie and I, we've been doing this. We've been meeting a lot of awesome people. Now, and a good example is like you. You probably watched me a couple of times. I asked you to come on. Now you're here with us here. There it is. Now, after this conversation, we'll say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I'll say, hey, why don't we put some of your content? I'll talk to you. Let's collaborate. Let's do some stuff. And you're going to be like, sure, absolutely. I'm not trying to sell you. I'm just trying to work with you to help more people. And eventually, if people see that I'm doing what I'm doing, what I'm saying I'm doing, people are going to want to work with me, want to work with you, want to work with Maddie, work with all of us.
And it's so interesting because even yesterday, I was talking to my wife and I was like, because we started to talk about funnels, right? And it's like one of those things that you talk about, you think about, you don't really fully have like, I haven't really focused on building funnels, even though that I have I've been even wanting to write a book about like finding full funnels, which is funny. And I just haven't really used like technology to maximize and to really build it that way. Now we've been trying to kind of add, instead of because we provide a service right now, but we want to start building products, right? Instead of just having a service, and then just build a product that you can have people go through the funnel and then have it automatically be sold right while you're sleeping. Anybody can just have it anytime and access it, and give them value that way, and at the same time create a profit. But it was because of your content, your constant constantly putting, just even the fact that you're putting stuff all the time makes me always like, oh, hey, he's continued to put in posts, and then finally I'm like, oh, you know what, he's doing a live, let me check it out, you know what I mean? But it's just that consistency.
And if you notice on my Facebook page, but you notice on my Facebook page, I'm not pitching anyone anything. I'm not talking. I'm not trying. No. I'm just being me. I'm being, and that's kind of the idea, right? We're putting ourselves out there more, and the more and more we do that. So it's like 80% is value or me or stuff that I'm doing, and a little bit of selling. But that's kind of the idea, and to draw them in. And really, my main goal really is and I would say to find, I'm looking for people that want to collaborate, right? To work with us, to work with Maddie, have a conversation with him, have a conversation with me. And so someone like you can come in and say, hey, I have these ideas. I want to put myself out there. That's okay. And do what you want to do, right? That's what we're looking for. And to help us, it's funny. There's a couple people, if you did the research and you see guys like Tony Robbins, or you see these guys like Russell Brunson, they all somehow worked with each other. I want to find this story where like all these top salespeople that come out in the boom works, they all worked with each other at one time. I have to, yeah, you wouldn't know this. They're like, I was in his MLM, and then like they're talking about like this guy and this guy was with me, and we all worked together and we helped build this company up. And then he went off, and you're like, damn, that's what we need to do, is find awesome people that are doing this, you know?
Mastermind.
Well, yeah, it's think and grow rich, right? I mean, that's
exactly.
And it's funny because for a while, you know, I actually, you know, I really wanted to build a mastermind group, and I remember like, you know, having all these friends that I wanted to kind of get together. You know, I even, you know, set up a meeting one time with a few of them, but it was just really hard to get them all together. And it was funny because not too long ago, one of my good friends, you know, told me, he's like, man, I remember you were the one that, you know, wanted to start this whole mastermind group, and then I realized that you didn't really need to get us all together. You just need to be able to, like, you know, contact each other here and there. We don't have to all meet all the time, but the way that you're doing it in this platform is it's amazing, because you're able to bring them, you know, just bring people that add value, and it's cool because now I'm even thinking of people that will definitely I can invite, and they can be an asset to this platform if they want to get involved, you know, and get exposure too.
Totally. I mean, how many groups you've fallen into real quick that seemed all right, and then, you know, and then after that, it's just a pitch after pitch after pitch. And
right.
somebody else comes in, some real estate agent comes in, pitch houses, and then the insurance guy comes in. That's not what this is about. And yes, we're encouraging everybody. Yes, pitch everything. We want to work with you on giving you the support on a platform on practicing that. But I mean, hey, we're not all going to do business together. I mean, that's just the way it is, but we can all support each other and help. Hey, this worked in my business. Hey, I'm out here in this region. This is working for my clients. Hey, try it for you and maybe tweak it, whatever. And that's just the huge part of this community that we're trying to grow.
Yeah. And Maddie always talks about this. It's a give and take, right? It's a give and take. The value that our how you pay us is the value that we can work with you. You can, and when you're in the group, how much you can put into the group. We don't expect everyone to be like there's a lot of green people, right? So we get it. We try to talk to you. We try to say, hey, let's try to work it this way or try it this way. But it's how do I say it? But if it's a take relationship, then we're gonna have a different conversation. And I think Maddie and I are very, very patient, and we don't mind if you take. But there's a point when we ask if it's, and we're not even trying to ask us. We're not even asking you to buy it. We're asking you, hey, can you work with us? Can we do a live with us? Can you have a conversation with us? Can we show you results or whatever it is? Then if it's that person is kind of like, I don't know, or they start making excuses, and we all know those people, right? Where they're just making excuses. It's about this, it's about that. Then we're going to step back a little bit, because we want to work with the people that want to work with us and spend that time with. We're not here to twist anyone's arm or push them and say, hey, you can do it. We'll be positive and encouraging, but we're not here to hold everyone's hand and you know, does that make? I don't hold Maddie's hand. Maddie doesn't hold my hand. He's not calling Maddie. You never call me in the morning and say, "Are you awake?" No, he's never called me. I'm just here.
Right. No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah, I mean, and that's how you build that culture around, you know, like that people that join, right? That's it. Kind of like the expectation of the group, you know, of the people that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And if you want, like I said, if you're thinking about creating a mastermind and doing all that, let's do it. I know Matt. We've had this conversation. We've done a mastermind before. It was awesome, and we kind of saw what we could work on and what little changes we can do here and there, and that's the whole idea. Later on, this is kind of the idea of the mastermind. But later on, we did a funnel. We invited people in, and we pick a subject, and it's not a coaching thing. We realized that mastermind is not coaching. It's about sharing your ideas. So you can come into a mastermind saying, hey, like, this is what I do. I'm in credit repair, but we're going to talk about, like, the theme is leadership, right? Like, how are you a leader at home? How are you a leader with your family? How do you let your wife take the leadership role? How do you know, because people want to know that, man, because I wish someone had me when I jumped on this. I had someone that I could have talked to that was married and had kids and said, hey, you know what? These are the things you probably shouldn't do. And these are probably the things you should do. Because, and I'm going to tell you one good example, my friend, is I have a lot of people, especially on camera and on live TV, on the camera, they're afraid to show themselves. So what do? They show their kids, right? And the kids, the little kids don't know. They babies, right? It's fun. But there's a point they start becoming self-conscious and self-aware of what you're actually doing. They're going to say, Dad, can you not film me? What is this Facebook? What is this? Oh, just a bunch of friends. You have a lot of friends watching me being stupid, you know? They're going to be like, I don't think that's a good idea. And that's when you go, oh, I'm so, yeah. And that's when you say, and if they're cool with it, cool with it. But if you say, if they have that, if they talk to you and they tell you that, you have to respect that. You have to say, you know what? You're right. And you have to put your feelings aside. You're like, oh, but I love to share. This is so fun because I love sharing pictures of my girls. I love it, you know? And you say, okay, honey, I'm so sorry. You know, I'm so sorry. I won't put this anymore. And if you want to do picture, no big deal. I won't do that again. I apologize, right? So, and really having that conversation with them. So, oh, my dad respects my privacy. He respects me. And he's, you know, that's, oops, sorry, guys.
That's all right. You guys are just moving around on my screen a little bit. That's awesome.
Yeah, the camera moved. But that conversation, right? If someone would have told me that, it would have been a big headache because I didn't do it that way. I was like, what do you mean? You don't like everybody? I love these videos. Like, we had this big argument, pre-teenager, hormones, all that stuff. And it was a big mess. So
my son did that too. He had a little bit of feelings. He's like, oh, Daddy, you know, I don't know about the camera. And then we started talking about it. I was like, hey, do you want to be on? And so he did one every once in a while where I'd get his permission. And now Daddy's all over my he's on the camera now. He loves it. He loves it more than I do.
Yeah. He loves jumping on there. He's always like, hey. He'll walk. I know he'll walk under you, right? And he'll like.
Yeah, he crawls in because he doesn't want to disturb me, so he crawls in generally while we're on camera. So sometimes, you know, if I could just grab him and pull him through the white background here, that's kind of cool. You know, but having your kids available and sharing the journey with you is really cool. You know, if they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. Hi, how are you?
And I think that's you know, it's one of those things that we kind of have forgotten about, even though that was one of the main things that we wanted to share with people when we begin this journey. And it's funny that you're mentioning that because, you know, we wanted to be relatable with a lot of people, right? Like, you know, we have 3 daughters. I mean, an 8-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So you can imagine, you know, and now we have a dog, and we're doing all these things, but we're able to cope and do it and enjoy it. But people don't see that, right? People only see just the pictures and the posts, and people really don't understand like what's going on behind the scenes and
the reality
and the crazy things that we have to do sometimes, like, you know, here in the patio, you know, to record videos like at midnight because that's the only time that we can do it, and just to be able to share with people that you know that we're just regular, you know, like everybody else, you know, and it takes hard work. But you got to get everybody involved, right? Everybody in the house understands what is it that we do, you know, like
it's a commitment.
So to be able to kind of document that a little bit, it's cool.
Gustavo, one of the things I really liked about your Facebook page is that it's a picture of you and your wife. That is so huge versus a picture of a logo.
Right.
That picture I posted got a lot of I reposted your Facebook page just as a thank you, and there's like people like engaging on that post. They're talking. I love to stay home, man. That is such a great idea, man. Like if people want to replicate a Facebook page where you guys do your image and you have your picture of you guys like looking in your tops, looking nice, right? And then it's you guys in your shirts, like your work, kind of like your work look. Dude, that is a great photo. And
let me tell you something. It's funny that you say that, but we've been getting approached by, like, you know, I wasn't even expecting it, but like the Orange County, like they just counted us. They're like, hey, can you guys do seminars in our libraries about credit? And I was like, well, how do you follow me? Because, you know, it's just, there's a lot of other companies out here, bigger companies, and they just liked what they saw online. They just said we look genuine, and that, you know, we just, I guess that they like the way they felt when they saw our website, or, you know, and our Facebook. And so it's like, wow, you know, that's great. And then what I try to do, I always, like, if you see that picture, I bring that to my personal, like, if you go to my personal page, that's my background, and I put it everywhere that I can. So then I'm branding myself with that image, with the company, and and it's me and my wife. It's never just me. And that's the way that I want it to always be, right? Because it's really the both of us is building this. And yeah, so thank you, man. Thank you for noticing that.
And this is this is one of the big mistakes that I've made, a lot of people make, is they try to hide behind an image or a logo or a company logo.
Right.
That's what that's what I'm always trying to tell people is, don't hide behind a logo. No one wants to interact with a logo. They want to interact with a person. And I see you guys, and and I see your guys' profile pictures, and I see you, and it's who you are. And Matty does the same thing with his page. I'm doing that with my page. And I learned that it's okay to have a different Facebook page. Maybe you want to do it like an open sky, just a general business page and people information page. That's okay. But you're probably not going to use that as a page to engage with or meet your clients. Maybe you'll use that as an extra page to run ads through. But this page, man, that's powerful, man. I posted that, and so many people were like, I had people on there like engaging on that post. So congrats. That's just a great great nugget there for you, everyone.
And what you said a moment ago, you hit the nail on the head, and I was like, you said it, Gustavo. You're like, it's the way you made them feel.
Yes.
People are going to forget everything, but it's not. You make them feel something, they're never going to forget, and that's it right there. You keyed right in on it. They're going to remember how you made them feel. So, congratulations, man.
Thanks. Thank you.
So we have someone else on. We have another person on the Zoom.
Elric.
You know, I had a hard time finding you guys.
I'm sorry about that. We're trying something new today on YouTube.
Right. So I went to YouTube and I could see you guys, but I had to text you personally to get that link. So maybe sending out a link via email, or I just couldn't
we'll
find
do that.
it.
Yeah. We're gonna set that up. We're gonna set that up. It's gonna come out.
Yeah, it's because the way the links go when you try and do multiple links in a Facebook post. I did the one post of YouTube where you were able to follow, and then the Zoom link below it. But once you click the one, it's gone, and then getting it in is difficult. But man, I'm glad you did, man. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I could see it on YouTube, but I couldn't interact. I guess I needed that Zoom, and I saw it was on Zoom. I'm like, oh, how do I get there now?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have a YouTube account, Elric?
No, just a personal one.
You may have to sign in on the YouTube account, and then you can engage. Yeah.
Right.
So you do have to have an account to engage. That's kind of the thing. So,
but all it showed was like you guys live, but there was nowhere to click on to like to interact or get on the video.
Sure. Well, we'll figure that out.
You know what? I know it. I know how to fix that. Good job, Elric. I like that idea. So now, thank you, Elric. That's why we do this. So now what I'll do.
That's why we're doing this. We're learning.
So now I put the link right in the description as we go live. That way people can go there and get there. Thank you.
Yes.
See, we're working this out every day. There's something new.
This is the first one. Oh, thank you. Here, sir. Boom. We're gonna put paste. Here. For real.
That's why we're doing this. We're learning. All right. Someone has their turn on some. Yeah.
All right. So that's not me in the background, is it?
Yes. All right. We're working this out every day. Okay.
Like that time loop.
Maybe it's someone's volume.
I think so. Maybe it was
Okay.
in there. So we have two Gustavos in the room. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm phenomenal.
Oh, hey. Hey. How are you?
I'm well. They were just being rowdy, so we have a lot of stuff going indoor. That's why he's out there.
I got you. Awesome.
Rowdy, thank you very much for joining us as well.
Thank you.
Say hello to both you and Elric for joining us in. And thank you, Elric, for correcting me and getting me on there. So thank you. Thank you guys for joining us. We're just having a cup of coffee talking. Gustavo was talking about your pages and connecting, and God, we've had quite a bit of conversation just about doing lives and engagement. And Elric, we've been working together with his business, and he and his wife are together as well. Like you guys are a partnership in doing their business. That's amazing. Yeah. I think that's where Ben started off. Was, having a great partner. My wife, she's not involved in my business, but she's super supportive in helping me do things that I can now focus on my business. So those are just some of the things that we've talked about this morning, and welcome to the conversation.
Yeah.
Guys.
Thanks. So Elric, how's everything going for you?
It's going slow. I mean, I get a couple customers here and there, and that's usually by word of mouth. Unfortunately, I'm not that technically savvy when it comes to all this. It seems like I'm trying to tread water just to keep my head up above everything.
Sure. So tell us again who you are, your business, and that way we can work on an introduction. So that way Gustavo and Heidi know who you are, and it's kind of the way to say, hey, this is who I am, and tell us who you are.
Okay, my name's Elric. I started a company called AVDC, that's Antiviral Disinfecting and Cleaning, and that's in response to the worldwide pandemic. What my company does is that we'll go into your home and business, and we'll disinfect it from any viruses or bacteria using 3 technologies. Basically, ozone is a primary one because it's an enclosed area, but we also use UVC lights, which is what they use in hospitals, and hydrogen peroxide fogging, which you would do into large areas or areas with hard surfaces like a school. So I have all 3 technologies, but primarily ozone is the best one because it uses air to disinfect the area. So that's what I do.
And there's no residual effects of the ozone once it burns off and reacts. I'm a personal client, so he did my house because I've been out in the streets quite a bit. So he came in and did mine. So came in, and once it was done, and the reaction, and Elric, you can correct me if I'm wrong a little bit here and there, but it burns off, and then you're just breathing natural air, and every surface is now sanitized because all those nooks and crannies that ozone is able to travel to, just like air. So
right.
You can't wipe down, surfaces inside, closets and drawers and stuff like that. So that's really when we first met Elric, that's what piqued my interest. But an amazing technology.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of real estate people use ozone technology to rid the houses of smoking smells. And what it does is that ozone air just seeks out any bacteria or natural organic compounds and attaches to it, and it oxidizes. Maddie, after your house was done, you notice a kind of a clean, bleachy smell, and that will last for a little bit before it dissipates.
Let me ask you a question. You talk about organic materials. I mean, mold. If you had a minor problem, or if there was a leak or something, and you open up, and I'm just sidetracked, would that be something for that, or totally different?
No, it does work for mold as well, but that's a totally different ball game. Okay. It's a little bit more complicated. I haven't actually been specifically trained to deal with mold. So that's why I don't advertise it.
No problem. I was just asking. Thank you very much.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, Heidi. She's still there? Is your wife still there?
There she is.
I'm here.
Oh, what did you hear? Did you hear what he explained? Did you
Oh, I think that's yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's
What do you?
fantastic with the
Okay,
ozone.
so someone from your perspective, what would you ask him? What questions would you ask him? Like, because I know you have. I mean, this is from like a mom's perspective, from having children. What questions would you ask him? How would he be able to answer that? Just give him the twist of the arm question, because he's gonna get one of these days. He's gonna get that customer. He's gonna get that client. Does it do this? How's it gonna, like? You can be however you want. Twist his arm,
Okay.
and let's give him some pressure.
So I'm a paramedical esthetician as well. So my background in ozone therapy and things like that, the benefit, I've actually incorporated into my treatments when I used to see patients back when I had my other business. So I'm well aware of the benefits of it. So I think that's absolutely fantastic that you can incorporate that in disinfecting your home, and that there's so many other benefits of things that can actually be killed within your home, and having a service like that. I think as a mom, something that I would be concerned or would want to ask you is, when you come in the home, how long before we can come back? Or can you kind of stay home? I think that's one of the main things as far as, but overall, I think I would definitely do it.
Great question. That's a good question. My wife would exactly ask that. She would ask that. She was like, I don't want to be out in the street all day. 2 weeks.
I gotta know how long. I have to know how long I'm gonna keep my kids in our West Wing.
Yeah.
Handcuffs or those little zip ties to the bedpost work.
Well, yeah, no, that is a concern, because in order for me to clean and disinfect a house, it does have to be empty of any pets and people. So the process is, it takes about approximately 30 minutes to fill up a room or a home with ozone, and that's converting the oxygen into ozone. And the quantities that we use is not beneficial to health. I mean, in smaller, I don't know how it's used.
And you use multiple machines.
Yes, I use multiple machines to achieve that. What I explained to Maddie is, like, if you had one machine, because ozone breaks down so fast, it would be trying to fill a bucket with a hole in it. So as you're filling the bucket, it's slowly draining. But if you had multiple sources to fill that bucket, you could actually achieve that shock value, where you fill the home enough so that when you incorporate the fans to spread the ozone around, it touches every surface. So after you fill up the room with ozone for 30 minutes, then it takes about 30 minutes to break down. And by that time, it should be done. So it typically takes about an hour and a half to do a home.
My home was 2,000 feet. I think it took, what, an hour and a half?
An hour and a half.
Door to door.
Right.
A little bit of
So
odor.
Go ahead. So that's some grocery shop. You go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
You could do your grocery shopping. You could go out family dinner, family lunch, or whatever, early lunch. Run some errands, and then Elric will call you back, and maybe on a FaceTime, and have the camera with you, or if you're comfortable, and say, hey, you know what, everything's done, and you're welcome to come home, and that's maybe a conversation you can have, and to show you around. Or maybe the camera. A lot of people are concerned. I know my wife is a home. We have the home security system, so she's going to be on the camera, like, watching everything. So so that's cool, man. An hour and a half isn't too long. What do you think, Heidi?
No, I think that's fantastic. I think that's just main concern as far as how do you plan for doing something like this in your home. So thanks for sharing. I think that's fantastic.
Well, what's really good about it is it's the byproduct is air. Ozone is just oxygen is O2, which is 2 molecules of air, or oxygen. Ozone is 3 molecules of air, and it's that third molecule which attaches itself to the bacteria or the virus and breaks off and oxidizes the virus. And so your byproduct is oxygen. So there's nothing to wipe down.
So safe.
And like, let's say if you had a a fire in your home and all that smoke would permeate everywhere, getting your clothes. Well, that's the same thing with the ozone. It permeates everywhere, but it doesn't leave a smoky smell. It leaves a kind of like a bleachy smell, and that smell goes away in about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
I notice it very much.
So for example, if someone were to purchase a new home, they can hire your service just to kind of clean up the area and maybe any smell, anything that's accumulated. I mean, we don't know how long a house might have been empty or just someone smoking. That would be like a great things even for realtors to gift for, you know,
right,
for their buyers. I think just
Well,
overall.
Yeah, that's what I'm working with Maddie with, and one of his other coworkers. Because the home's empty, and you're a new family wanting to move in that home, and I'm sure you'll have like questions like, who lived here before? Is there any viruses around? That would be the opportune time for me to come in and just, hey, I will take a picture or video of the home being ozoned and disinfected. So when you finally do move in, you're saying, hey, there's nobody else's germs in here but ours.
Sure. That's a great way to put it. Man, the world is changing. Everyone's going back to work. People are going to get out there more. And I know we went to Costco yesterday, and it was my first time really going out because I'm out there with my wife running errands, and they have the glass, the cover, right? You have to wait in line. Everyone's like doing their thing. So everyone is aware of the germs and being clean. They're spraying the carts, and people are getting, they're subliminally getting sold this consistently. You just have to let people know, hey, you know what, this is what's happening in the world, and you got to do this for your home too. How are you going to go to when Walmart, for example, is consistently being clean? I mean, we haven't heard any outbreaks at Walmart, Target, all these kind of areas, because they're consistently cleaning. How would it feel if all of a sudden you brought a germ home and everyone in your home got sick? Well, man, you're like protecting the home. You're helping people protect their homes, and that's like a really, really, like, I think you're a man ahead of his time. So
totally.
Yeah.
The one question that I got when I posted my experience, the one question I got is, why would you invite somebody into your home? Aren't you getting a contamination? Aren't they contaminating your home at that point? And I said that, that was a valid question. And because they didn't see a lot of the process, but Elric comes in a full hazmat suit with full ventilators, glass. I mean, this guy can walk across any field and not worry about any contamination at that point. So when he does come into the home, he's not introducing anything new, and he's going through doing the disinfecting, and he doesn't remove any of his protective gear until he's well outside the home and completed the job.
Right. Yes. Maybe that I need to tell more of that front story. So this is, I protect myself so I don't catch anything. And then when I leave, I disinfect everything by putting it in a bag and ozoning the entire bag so that I don't bring anything home to my family. And when I come to your home, it's the same way. I set up outside, put all my stuff on that's been disinfected, so I'm not tracking anything into your home. And then I disinfect, and it's a clean protocol that you have to follow.
Yeah, totally.
From beginning to end.
No, super happy. It was a great process. Ben, looked like you had something.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to Heidi because we've met Ulrich, we've met Gustavo, but I always ask your introduction, who you are, and Heidi has a very strong presence about herself, and she's you can tell she's a strong woman. But I want people, if we're gonna when we end, at the end, I want the probably it kind of came out the right way, right? Introduce yourself, tell us who you are. I know you kind of tell us how we know that you worked at Fendi for a little bit, but start us where you were when you were in retail, how you got into what you're doing today, and give us like a little secret sauce maybe of like, I don't know what's working for you, home life, because I know Elric, him and his wife are working together, right? And you guys have an amazing like chemistry. I feel that, I see that. and how are you handling that? How do you work it? What's your secret sauce? And when couples or marriages are, yeah, because you guys are working from home, and you guys make the full commitment. You guys are, I think, like, for example, Elric's at like, if there's like chapters, right? You guys are like halfway through, like, you know, in the middle of the book, and there's Elric and his wife. They're like, they can follow you guys and they can see what you guys are doing. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Heidi.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for that introduction. I wasn't expecting all that.
No.
So I'm Heidi. I'm Gustavo's wife. My partner, my business partner, everything. We collaborate together. We have the same dreams, and I have background in high-end fashion. I used to work for Fendi. I worked there for several years until Gustavo got me out of Fendi, and I went to nursing school. We ended up opening our business. I became a paramedical esthetician, and I absolutely loved the field. I felt like I always wanted to be an educator. I thought maybe I was going to be a teacher, but I felt that when I took upon that profession, I was able to teach people just in something different, like beauty, right? And I focused mainly on skincare. So my husband and I ventured into opening a day spa. Not at that moment having my license or anything. We just went into a business, and I think it was an amazing journey. We sold our business a little bit over a year ago, but we learned a lot of good things, and out of the bad things, I think we make wiser decisions now.
Totally.
My husband worked for Chanel, became a financial advisor, and things kind of shifted, and it was a bit of it was a big change for us, right? So we were just kind of shifted apart because he was doing his own thing, I was doing mine. At that moment, we had 2 girls. Then I got pregnant with my third, and that's it. We don't have any more kids, but it's, it was hard to be a mom, an entrepreneur, and be in a business that really took a lot of my time. It was like, if I was there, then we were making money and things were under control. But the moment I stepped away, I really didn't know what was going on, right? So for sure, we felt that it was time for me to leave that industry. Last year was the first time that I celebrated Mother's Day. Because every year being in that industry, it's like you have to be there, Christmas, Mother's Day, all these things. And our priorities started shifting because, before you have kids, it's about your career and what you're doing. But the moment you become a mom, all of a sudden it's really about what's the best for our family. I'm there and I'm losing time with my girls. So I stumbled into working with someone in the credit industry, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I felt like it was something that I could do, and I was really helping. I was educating. Again, I keep saying the word educate because I wanted to be a teacher, and then it went into skincare, and then it went into finance. And that is the main thing that my husband and I, we do. We are educators in finance and credit, and how to rebuild. We've been in bad situations financially. We've gotten out of it. So when we talk to clients, they might see us like a credit analyst. These people can't relate. They might just have the knowledge of it. But I can actually tell people my story and say, we've been there. I know what it is to have this and this and that. So I think it became more real. And we try to portray that in our social media accounts and things like that. And that we're not just open sky. I'm open sky, but hey, this is my family. And I share, up to a point that my kids feel comfortable. I try to share more of my husband and I, because I think we have a beautiful story. I think he's an amazing guy that is loyal to our family, to our goals. We try to celebrate and incorporate things that maybe weren't brought up in our childhood, that we can incorporate, and that our children can see how we're living our life and how we run our business. Because they know that they really think I don't work sometimes. And I'm like, I work a hell of a lot. Right. But, just the fact that they can have mom and dad, and that we've been able to transition with everything that's happened. It's beautiful that we are in an industry that I feel like we're truly helping people, that I love. It's not a job, it's my career. And that we're able to travel with our family and kids and still work. And our goals are always to better our business. And we were talking yesterday that he says, you know, that it's better done than, what is it, Gustavo? Than perfect. I forgot how he says it, but
Done is better than perfect, because perfect never gets done.
thank you. Yes.
Mhm.
So kind of pushing ourselves that, you know, we're going to learn on our way. No one's born an expert, right? So just kind of putting our face out there and making mistakes and things like that. And just kind of connecting and meeting people that want more, puts us in a better position, right? That we surround and, you know, get involved in groups like this and like collaborate and, you know, kind of joke around and just, but everybody's trying to become better versus getting stuck. So
Right.
times like these are hard for a lot of people, and everyone can be affected in different manners, but it's like, what are we going to take from this when it's all over? Like, how did we invest our time? You know, who do we hang out with? Like, you know, we don't want to get us stuck in a funk right now. This is the perfect time to, you know, to plant your seed and water it, and no one's seeing what's going on, and things are gonna bloom. But I think it's a personal decision. So that's who I am. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a little bit of everything here, but it feels good. It feels good with what we're doing and where we're at right now. And my husband is part of all of it, and I don't have to say much there because he's awesome.
Well, I want to add, just, you know, I always tell my wife that, you know, and this is something I always see in her. I mean, when I met her, I knew that she was like, she had that entrepreneur mindset from the beginning. And I love that about her, that she had, that was just kind of part of who she was, right? And I always tell her, like, the day that you realize your full potential, like, I am running, trying to catch up to you, because, you know, this woman goes 100 miles an hour. You know, it's sometimes, you know, we don't realize ourselves are the amazing. I love being able to share this this story with her, right? To be able to, like, just work together and build something that hopefully is a generational thing, right? That not just the business, but our daughters learn from the experience of what you're able to do. And one of the things, big thing for us is like, being in retail, I've seen people that like their daughter going to college, and then they telling me like, oh man, like my daughter's going to college and I barely know her because I'm always here, right? I'm always working.
Yep.
So one of the things that when I decided to make that leap and live Chanel was like, I want to be around. I want to be able to be there and see them grow, which is, I mean, there's no money that can replace that, right? So that's been a huge thing for us.
Well, it sounds like you guys have really figured out the work-life balance really, really well. I know that's something that I struggle with a lot with my family, because I always feel like I'm solo and I'm the one, you know, driving all the time. My wife is handling so much of the other things plus her career. You know what I mean? So it's nice that you guys get to work together, you know, and have that common.
It's a beautiful love story, man. I'm like,
it's
a
man.
beautiful love story, bro. You need to share that. That's, to me, I'm like, wow, you know, like I got to go tell my wife I love her when I get off of this. I love you.
Shout out for the spouses out there, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Male and female, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really, if you don't have a strong support group or any support under you, you're going to be hard pressed to have that level of success. And some people can do that, but I know that I needed that support. And Ben was one of the big support people that I met in the last year. You know what I mean? And in business, that's huge. You know, in personal life, it's even more. You know what I mean? So that's
absolutely, yeah.
And I think that a big part of it, you know, it's going about to that Tony Robbins program. I learned something that to me was huge. It was never about to try to change the way she is or the way she was. Because sometimes we go into this like, man, I wish it was like this, I wish it was like that, she will, but then I realized it wasn't about her, it was about me. And like, what am I doing to inspire? Like, I cannot change anybody. Like my kids, like I cannot make them, but if I inspire them, then that's really the key. And the crazy thing about it is that either her or me, we didn't think about working on credit. Like that wasn't even something that we were working towards. But it just kind of fell in our lives, and we just decided to embrace it together. Now, I mean, it's obviously, it sounds like great in the story, but I mean, there's other things that happen that lead us to making that decision. I mean, I remember even sitting down with my wife, and it's like, you need to stop this whole financial advice and then focus on this credit, because if not, this is not going to really work out, and really make me analyze it, because it was a pride thing, right? I was like, oh, I'm a financial advisor, I do credit on the side, but it's not my main thing, you know what I mean? Like it was a pride thing more than anything.
I could see that.
And I felt like God made me be humble, right? I had to humble myself. And he was like always showing us also like the signs, like, no, I want you to help these people, like stop being stubborn, stuff like if it's not working out, like. And the minute that we say, okay, this is what we're gonna do together, we're gonna work together, boom, everything started to fall in place. But I had to say no to other things, right?
It's amazing.
So it's been a lot of, for all of us, it's been a lot of learning experiences, and being humble, being open, like just following the signs. Following the signs. Sometimes, the answer's right in front of you, but you just like, we're really hard-headed sometimes, like, no, I want it like this, but it's like, no, it's right there. The answer is right there. Just trust
right. You just need a little bit of help to get there, right?
Yeah.
Just that lit path. Guys, we're about an hour and 20 into this morning.
So it's good.
I really appreciate all the conversation. Elric, thank you so much for coming in. You're talking more about your business. We have some conversation that we're going to have a little bit more about what he's doing, because he's been doing some amazing things and working together. And Gustavo, I'd love to connect with you as well, and what you're doing for credit. I know that that can be implemented into what I'm doing as well. And thank you guys for being there and supporting Ben and I and what we're trying to do. And we always are trying to figure out ways to help each other as well. So, Elric, thank you for getting me on point with my YouTube this morning. But we're going to do this live on Fridays. We're going to go on the YouTube channel, and we're going to have this conversation here. We also have podcasts of these as well. If you'd like to put us in your ears and listen, that's my preferred method of consuming this type of comment. So anyway, guys, thank you so much again. I'm going to take this.
Thanks, you guys.
Happy Friday. Get out there. Have a good day, everyone. And we'll see you next week, 7:30 in the BSN group, everybody. Take care, folks.
Thank you.
Take care. Thanks for joining in, guys.
Hey, later.
Take care, everybody.
This was awesome.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye, guys.